Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? My name is Dan. This is FPVE. Thank you so much for coming out this Sunday morning. Well, it's Sunday where I'm at, and it's morning where I'm at. May not be for you. I don't even know if I really have to say that. It's just pretty obvious at this point. Anyways, this stream is powered by coffee. And I'm really digging roasting my own beans at this point. This last batch, I thought I roasted way too long because it really smelt burnt, but oh my goodness, has it got some good flavor to it. More of a darker roast today. But if you want to pick yourself up a great tasting bean, a great roasted coffee, check out my friends over at Ruby Moon Coffee. Service member, dude I work with, great guy, and show him your support. And he is starting K-Cups. It's weird to start the stream off with a plug, but he's doing K-Cups, which is pretty big for him. If you use the coupon code TweetFPV, you'll get I think like 5% off of each item. So there you go. And all right, we've already got somebody playing with the lights. Morton Upshot, thank you so much. I can never remember what the stupid command is to show you guys what all the available commands are. I need a command for the command. You know what? I'm going to put this in my little notes over here. Light commands, COMMANDS. I can't spell today. It's probably still wrong. And here is that will eventually populate using the little auto chat bot thingy that I got going on over here to tell you what the available commands are. Thank you for shutting them off. I really appreciate that. You guys suck. Oh, anyways, hopefully you guys got a chance to fly this week. I have not flown a drone in probably a month, maybe a little less, other than this craptastic plastic wonder, which I feel bad. I still haven't finished a review on it, but I was not expecting them to get that thing to me as quick as they did. So shame on them for shipping fast, right? I've been studying my my proverbial butt off for a test I had to take at work this week. Took the test. I think I did really well. We'll see how it happens when they run it through the old gradamatron. Probably won't know for another month how that went, and then you won't know for like another couple months how you stacked up against everybody else. So just focusing on next year's test now. But anyways, back to normal. I spent like the rest of the week kind of catching up on all the stuff that I was neglectful to take care of around the house, both animals, house, yard work, cleaning my garage. I spent probably 3 hours cleaning the garage. It was giving me anxiety. Like as soon as I walk in the door, it was just nothing but just stuff. I can walk in and there's like this huge open area now, and every time I walk in, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe I was dealing with that. Things were just backing up. Anyways, moving on from that, so today we're going to start working on the Beast class build. We're going to start off prepping the ESCs. It's going to be mostly just dumping conformal coating on everything. I wanted to add to the Beast class fund here, Josh Murrah, a patron of mine. He watched the video afterwards, the DVR of it, and he donated $10 to the fund. Thank you so much, Josh. Greatly appreciate it. And if you want to contribute to the Beast Fund, it won't be today. We'll talk about why. A good reason why, but we'll talk about why. Well, it's a good reason why, but it's an unfortunate reason why. Oh, man. A lot of talking this morning. So, we're going to prep the ESCs. These are the APD 120 amp 12S ESCs. These things are big old beefy bastards. Just for comparison, or well, not really comparison, but this is an ESC, one of the APD ESCs, and this is an FPV cam. Yeah, they're huge. They're expensive, and they're pretty heavy too. Like they have some weight behind them. So we're going to prep those. This week I released a video on how to put Express LRS in everything because I think that's the way you should be doing your FPV life. ELRS and everything. Obviously, if you're on Crossfire and you're happy with it, just stick with it. But if you're on FR Sky, Spectrum, I mean, if you're on Spectrum especially, make the switch. It's about time to do things right. Go with Express LRS. And if you have a radio that doesn't have, or if you have a radio that you want to have Express LRS built into it, the video came out last week. I don't have I don't have any more boards. I have some more PCBs coming. They'll be available on my website, tweetfv.com, if you want to get yourself a PCB. If you want me to build up a whole kit for you, DM me over on Discord. We can talk about the details. I really don't want to do like drop-in solutions, but we can talk about it. I might be able to hook you up. But it is kind of a pain in the butt. It takes a lot of time. But anyways, over to the chat. We've got Lawrence. Thank you so much for being here. First one out of the gate. Steady Eddie. Good morning. House FPV, as always, a huge supporter of the channel. So Ill Ariel. G morning, everyone. I don't recognize your name, but thank you for coming out. Mike Bergman, as always, a constant in the chat. Brandon Beans. Why'd you get rid of the baked part? I like Brandon Baked Beans. But Brandon Beans, good morning. How you doing? Thanks for coming out. Robert, well, we're just going to go with first names. Robert, John K. Asked, so darker roast today? Yes, definitely a darker roast. Dark roast, more flavor, less caffeine. Morton Upshot said, I promised my wife I wouldn't build anymore for a while. I didn't say I wouldn't upgrade the ones I have. Ask for forgiveness, not permission. That's the true calling of someone who's been married for long enough. Let's see. A free range chicken, good morning. Brandon McBeans is looking for a AIO that's 12 amp that also has a black box logger in it. I honestly don't know off the top of my head any 12 amp AIO that does. My guess is you're probably gonna be better off finding a 12 amp AIO and then adding a open lagger to it. But if anybody in the chat knows of a 12 amp AIO that has a black box in it, let me know. Put it down in the chat. DM me over on Discord, email me, tweetfv@gmail.com. All the places. Be interesting to help them out here. Yeah, he says he can add the open lagger, but it is annoying. It is annoying, but also I find it's a lot quicker to extract. But you know, there's always a way to skin this cat. Can you say that anymore? I don't know. Hostile Habit. Good morning, Borked. How you doing today? And Brandon Baked Bean says, don't forget Happy Mother's Day. Absolutely Happy Mother's Day. Yeah. We'll talk about that. Morton Upshot says, I want make unicorn vomit. I think I can help you with that. I haven't figured out exactly how to assign unicorn vomit, but there you go. There's some unicorn vomit for you. Hope you enjoy it. Brandon McBean says the Beta FPV 20 amp AO V3 and the JHMCU have black box. Yes, the JHMCU. I've got one of those that does do black box. Brandon, that's the one you were helping me tune on the Tiny Hawk HD. And that had gyro noise. Anyways, yeah. So anyways, if you want to get my attention over on the chatty space over here, you can type @tweetfpv and it'll light up in orange here. Try to get my attention. You can hit the $ at the bottom to leave a super chat, or go over to Discord where I'm not actually paying attention to the live stream chat. Or is it at there? Live stream chat. Here we go. So if you want to hit me up over in the live stream chat over in Discord, do it there. Over on the left, this is my hellish nightmare of trying to keep track of things. Yeah. Only thing I'm really caring about is this little box right here. If this thing turns orange or red, yeah, it's a bad time. And as always, we only have one dojo. Oh, the other one's on this chair here for some reason. Yeah, whatever. There she is. Just hanging out, doing what they do best. Absolutely nothing. Mitch Thompson says, how do you deal with the endless part availability issues? Is our hobby reduced to buying whatever might fit because it's available? Well, that's one way to do it, or you just pre-order. That's kind of where we're at. If there's something specific that you want, you're just gonna have to pre-order it or back order it and just be patient. The problem is if you wait till it's in stock, all the people who have back ordered it, if it was available for back order, they're gonna get it first, and then you're gonna be left holding the bag. So unfortunately, the way things are right now, and probably for the next, I've seen estimates of like next 2 years, you're probably going to just have to take what you can get that's on hand or pre-order. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. But a bit of advice, if you are going to buy something, don't stockpile and then wait 6 months to build the quad. Because we all know that the parts in this hobby have kind of a reputation for being DOA or just going up and smoking the first pack or two. Problem is going to be is if you're obviously it's a warrantable issue. The thing died on like the second pack, but you ordered it 6 to 8 months ago. You're going to be very hard pressed to have any retailer go, you know what, you're right, we'll exchange it out. I have been caught a couple times. Same sort of thing. I've stockpiled some parts, and then like 6 months later, I built the quad. ESC goes up in flames. I'm like, hey, I just powered this thing up. They're like, but you bought it like 8 months ago. Explain my case. They're like, yeah, unfortunately, we can't make that claim to the manufacturer. Whatever. Blah blah blah. So I do caution you against stockpiling parts. Stockpiling motors, you're probably pretty safe. Cameras, VTXs, receivers, things like that. But it's the AIOs. The flight controllers and the ESCs are something that I would not recommend stockpiling unless you absolutely have to. Unless you have a brand that you know and you trust, and if one goes up in flames, you just be like, nah, it was just my time, you know. Rolled snake eyes on that one. I hope that answers your question, or at least gives you a little insight onto my views on it. David FPV hoping for a Zorro size Express LRS radio with a larger battery. So a Zorro size Express LRS radio with a larger battery, the Jumper T Pro, and the iFlight Commando 8R Zorro sized radios with more battery in them. But if you really wanted to, you could definitely hack bigger batteries into the Zorro if you wanted to. I'll be honest, buying good 18300, 350 cells, whatever they are, buying good quality ones of those, can last quite a while, and I'm working on a video to show how to try to make the internal ELRS module a bit more efficient. So make sure you guys stick around for that. But you know, number one on my list is this stupid camera drone that I owe a review to. Yeah. Oh yeah. Martin Upshot ELRS is going into everything I build. Yeah, it should be. Any need to get current? No. So a lot of the Express LRS updates are just to add new targets. Obviously, if you already have Express LRS on something, you probably have a current target. There isn't a ton of feature changes between like 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, but definitely go into the release notes and see if something that does change is something that might apply to you, and then you can update. But as long as you're on the same as long as you're on the same major version, like 1.0, 2.0, everybody should be at least on 2.0 at this point. You don't need to match the minor versions. Like, you don't have to have 2.22 matched with, you know, you can do 2.2 matched with 2.0. It's fine. It's just a major version, before the decimal point, that needs to be the same. Unless for some reason the release notes say otherwise. Brandon Beans says, I dropped the baked on Google because I used the email for business. If it wants to make my first name Brandon's Baked. Not baked all the time. All right, well, there's a perfect reason. So my apologies if I keep calling you Brandon Baked Beans, because it just kind of rolls off the tongue. It's a better pilot name, I think. Always good to upgrade to the latest stable. It is, unless you end up breaking your flash because you suck at it. I don't know. If you're confident in your ability to update Express LRS without breaking it, go ahead. But everybody that can hear me, if you are using Express LRS, buy a GD FTDI adapter right now. Go out and buy one. You are going to... What was that all about? All my screens just flashed. I don't know. Go out and buy an Express LRS adapter. You are going to eventually need it. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon, and it will screw up your life for a little while. Go out and buy one. If you want a good link for one, or if you want a link for one, let me get you the one that I prefer to use. Unfortunately, I think you have to buy it in like a 3-pack, but then you can give one to your buddies. This is the one I prefer to use, mostly because there are dedicated 3.3 and 5 volt outputs on it. There's some that I've used to have a little switch on them. When you switch it to 3.3, it still doesn't put out 3.3, but it does on a different pin on the board, but it doesn't really tell you which one it is. But that's the one I recommend using if you need to get one. But like I said, if you have one, if you have Express LRS and you don't have an FTDI, you will need one. Everybody who has gone through this understands what I'm talking about. Free Lojo, Kid Spoil my wife way early this morning as they work till 10 p.m. I went shopping. Awesome, man. All my bills are made of available parts. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can get some... Don't be so picky. Either don't be picky or be patient. Like, that's how this hobby is right now, unfortunately. TX12 and ELRS is pretty small. Use a jumper T12 Pro. Still love that form factor. Yeah, I really like the TX12. It's a great radio. I was lucky to get in the hobby in 2017. Yeah, where things were available and cheap. Unfortunately, that kind of makes you spoiled. I'm not saying that in like a mean way, but I'm also that way where I'm like, why can't I just buy what I want? Like, because I was used to very low prices and high availability, and now it's the complete other opposite. It kind of sucks. Yeah. Bitterroot FPV, how you doing this morning? If I have two T16 radio masts with ELS, can I bind them to the same? Can I bind the same quad to both? Absolutely, you can. You set the same binding phrase in both radios, and the quad will only link to whichever radio it sees first, or the receiver will only link to the radio that it sees first, and it will stay linked to that radio until the receiver's power cycle. There's actually an option in the configurator that deals with that. Let me bring this up here. Herp murder. All right, so we got screen 2 here. Not that it matters to you. So lock on first connection. So this is the option you want to have selected. This is kind of like your safe way out. RF mode locking, default modes cycle through available RF modes. 5-second pauses goes next highest, whatever. So basically, once it finds a receiver, it's going to stay stuck to that one until you power cycle. If you don't have this, if you shut one radio off and turn another one on, as soon as it loses that connection, it's going to start looking for a receiver or a transmitter and then go, that's the one I want. May or may not be yours, which you can do some pretty crafty things if you turn this off. Like if you wanted, I think you might be able to actually like relay. You might be able to like relay the receiver, like fly super far, land, shut your radio off, have another buddy turn their radio on, and keep going. I don't know. Just thoughts bouncing in my caffeine-fueled head right now. Anyways, Sergio, I hope that answers your question. Rob Logan Jr. says, how'd the test go? Okay, so it's a 150 question test, and I walked out of it more confident than I have ever walked out of one of these tests in my life. And I've probably taken 20 of these tests. Not this test, but this type of test. It's the most confident I've ever felt coming out of it. Who knows? I mean, there was very few questions where I was just like, I have no clue There was a few where I was like, it's kind of a guess, 50-50. But most of them, I looked at the question, looked at the answer, went, yep, that's it. Moving on. So we'll see. They get graded in a big batch, and I won't know for maybe a couple weeks, maybe a month, on how I did out of that 150. And then what they do is they take your test score, your evaluations, your time in service, time in grade, or like there's this huge calculation. Then they crunch all the numbers, and then they come up with a list of where you stacked up against everybody else that's on the same test. So I won't know for a while. We'll see. But I feel good about it, but it's not until I'm actually above what we call the cut, where they advance people. I'm not going to stop studying. And yeah. Said he dropped his radio and broke it. I'm sorry, buddy. $3 switches going to my spare. Yeah, so I always have extra switches, and actually I have extra radios too, just in case. But yeah. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna highlight this question here. All right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna talk about some other not great stuff. So the 59 of you guys that are watching right now, please hit the like button. We're going to go off on a little tangent here. This is going to get a little depressing. Please just stick around and follow me. So if you don't know, I am in the military, active duty. I enlisted in early January 20... Well, I mean, January, that's pretty early. January 2008. So you ship off to basic training, and when you're there, there's a few things that you can do while you're there. And one of them that somebody recommended to me before I got there was to join the ceremonial honor guard thing. You know, the guys that go around, they flip the rifles around to do all that sort of stuff. So about a month in of a 2-month basic training, they rounded us all up, all of us that were in the ceremony. They said, hey, we have to go do a funeral detail. Like, oh. Okay, we're getting off the grounds, loading into a van, and we're gonna go do a funeral detail, which was really cool to do, but it's really depressing to have to do it. So the person that we did the funeral detail was for a bosun's mate 3rd class, basically a ship driver, who crashed their motorcycle and died. This is the very first thing I have ever done as active duty service member, was to do a 21-gun salute. I managed to keep one of the casings from that event, and this has always stuck with me. I've been a motorcycle rider my entire life. From the moment I could walk, my dad had me on a dirt bike. That eventually progressed to road bikes, got in the military. This is the very first thing I did as an active duty service member. I wasn't even considered really active duty because I haven't completed basic training. So this is the very first thing I have ever done. Pretty emotional. It was a really cool event, but it was very depressing in the end, just because, you know, the gravity of what happened, seeing all the family members there and everything. After that, you get in, you start doing your thing, and you start realizing the high fatality rate in the services for motorcycle riders. Opportunity came up for myself to become a Motorcycle Safety Foundation trainer. Stupid internet is dying. Please stop. So the opportunity came up to become a Motorcycle Safety Foundation rider coach, which was awesome. I did that back in 2012, and I've been teaching all sorts of service members, their dependents, retirees, reservists, auxiliaries, all over the country, anywhere from like down in Florida all the way up to California. I've taught a ton of people. And the idea is to not really hone your mechanical skills, the hands and feet. It's to really kind of work on what goes on in between the ears. Try to get people to think about what they're going to do, put themselves in the right mindset to be safe. Motorcycle riding is a lot of fun, but it can come at a very high cost. So from there, I became a rider coach trainer, which means that I can make coaches. And in the service I'm in, I am the only person that can do that. It's it's something I'm very, very proud of, the fact that I do this. I do it out of my own hide. I do a class every couple of weeks or a couple of months, just to keep everybody in compliance, because we do have to do it every so often. So this yesterday, I taught a class at the unit. Ton of fun. Really, you can really see the guys develop as the day goes on. Had another coach out there with me to help out, and another range hand. Like I said, I've been riding my entire life. So there's been plenty of times where I've gone out and I've done dumb shit and came out the other side all right. And then, so basically where I'm going with this is people riding motorcycles, especially service members and friends of family, things like that. It hits home really close when I find out about somebody I know that got hurt, service members, because it's a small service. We're a very tight-knit family. So a good dude that I know through the FPV hobby, RickZFPV. If you guys don't know RickZFPV, you really got to get over on his Discord. I have links somewhere. What do I do with it? Hang on. So here is Rick's Discord. Head over there and join his Discord. He contacted me earlier this week, and he gave me some bad news. He let me know that his son-in-law went out, got on his motorcycle, made some bad decisions, and he's in the hospital. He is not doing well, and they need your help. Rick he's got a very young infant that he's been taking care of theirs. The dude's in the hospital. He's been I don't want to go into a lot of details, but really bad stuff. They're looking for help. We talked about it. Zanekis, or Nevin from FPVExchange, talked about setting up a GoFundMe. We talked about the GoFundMe. GoFundMe takes a pretty good cut off the top, so we're just doing direct PayPal, friends and family. If you want to donate, if you want to help Rick and his family out, here's the link. It's also in the video description if for some reason you can't see it in the chat. Go over there and show them some love. Give them some help. I've got the article, but I'm not going to post it. It's a tough read. Dang it! Why'd I close that? Chat. Here we go. Sorry, if I close a window, I lose my chat window. I don't know why, but I do. So anyways, if you can go over there, give them some help. Every little bit helps. Obviously, you don't have to, but I would appreciate if you did. So also today, we're gonna do a giveaway for some stuff. Today, I'm gonna do a Cadix camera and a Luminar VTX. All the money that comes in from this is going to go into that PayPal for RickZFPV and his family. So we are going to take this, copy, and paste. I'm going to shut this one off. And this one is going to be there we go. We're going to do that. All right, so whatever we get for the giveaway will go into here, and I'll send that over to him. All right, guys. So that was rough. Yeah, it hits home, and it's something I don't like talking about, but it is what it is. Oh man, is it hot in here? Or is it just me? All right, guys. So we're gonna do a giveaway for a Luminar VTX. It's one of the 20x20 guys. I don't know if you guys can see it in there. Let's pop this thing out. Get a better picture of it. There we go. So it's for one of these VTXs, one of the 20x20 mounts with a linear antenna and a CADX something or other camera. I have no idea what this thing is, but it is I don't know, it's a good camera. So we'll be doing a giveaway for that. We'll draw that at about, I don't know, we'll do it about noon. We'll say, what do you think, guys? Since this is a donation giveaway, how's $10 sound? You're getting a lot. You're getting a camera. We'll do $10. Like I said, everything that comes in will go to Rick's family. And then, or if you want to donate just directly, like I said, hit that PayPal link there. All right, man, where am I at in this chat? Give me 1 minute here. I got to figure out where the heck I'm at. Let's see. I dropped the bake. Okay, where are we at there? TX12. Let's go. Talk about that. Jeffrey Rodriguez says 28 amp ESC good enough for 2205 motors. Gonna need a little more information. I'm assuming you're probably going 4S. If you're going 4S, it's probably gonna be just fine, but it's also gonna depend on how pitchy and how many blade of a prop you're gonna run. More amps is better, but 28 I think would be all right. I'm assuming 4S, and the KV is another factor. Arduino Nano has jumped up in price since December. Yes, they have. Everything's jumped up in price. When 4.3 releases, I'll update AIO to 2.x. For now, it flies great, and I have several EOS modules. Yeah, you know, I mean, if it works, stick with it. Stick with it. Mike Bergman says 2205 would be a tad on the small side. I think it is a little on the small side, but I think it will be just fine. I wouldn't try to turtle mode out of anything, to be quite honest with you. But, you know, you think it's a 28 amp ESC, 28 times 4 is, my math sucks, 112 amps. I'm assuming you're running going to be like 854S. Probably not going to be able to supply that many amps out of the battery anyways, so it might be all right. Obviously, higher is better. Let's see. Yes, FTI is cheap. Cheap enough just to have. I'd be glad you have it when you need it. Yep, absolutely, Brandon. Oh, forgot Rick Z here. How you doing this morning? Want to stop in for a bit and say good morning, and a huge thank you to everyone, for myself and Shelly. That's obviously his wife. Family have done donations in the last couple of days. Yeah, no problem, Rick. I would hope that anybody would help out anybody else in the same situation. It's a tough one. Ricardo said this morning I was seeking a stack review from Mamba F4, $37 in 2019. Yeah, it's crazy, the prices. Thanks a lot for that. Jeff, it's a test for work to go up to the next pay grade. Josh Murrah, he made it today. Thanks for coming out, buddy. Hope you get a chance to fly that quad you built. Mike Bourbon says that is roughed in. Yeah, it is. Splinter, thank you, appreciate it. Josh Murrah said, I rode dirt bikes a lot as a teen, but was too scared of the car at fault wrecks. Yeah, you're in a totally different mindset. Yeah, Ricardo, good call on that one. Project Blue Falcon. I search for things and his videos still pop up. If anybody remembers Project Blue Falcon, he was like the JB before JB. Like, this dude was on the edge. And he left us far too early in a motorcycle accident. All right, Mike Bergman, thank you so much. We'll get you on the wheel there for 2. Sorry, I'm just trying to get down through the chat here. Mike Bergman's on there for 2, and Morton Upshot, thank you so much for the super chat. says he's been riding since 1983. Kissed the pavement twice. Once totally my fault for losing focus. Yeah. So we're at 30 bucks. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Josh said he did the test hover today. Awesome, man. I hope it keeps hovering and doesn't. You know, the worst is when you get everything set up, you're going, and like the third pack, it smokes. Like, why? Oh man. Steady a $10 via PayPal donation. Army vet, MSF rider coach, LEO here. Getting my bike out soon. Hit the roads. Yeah, the roads are not getting any safer. Yeah, no kidding. I got the 1972 TS250 done. Took it out for its first like I've gone up and down the road a little bit, just making sure it doesn't die or anything like that. So my first like good ride, had to come out to work to go print some stuff out, and literally, light turns green. I go D-bag in a car in front of me, looking at his phone, yanks a left in front of me. I'm like, oh my god. Yeah. People are checked out more than ever. I don't know why I keep doing it, but I do. Yeah. Drones are the safest form of transport ever invented. They are the future. Oh my god, I cannot disagree more. So let's think of it this way. There are you got to think of it per capita. So for every vehicle accident out there, divided how many people drive, I don't know any of the numbers. You got to think of it this way. So how many % of drivers get into a fatal accident every year? And like, so, okay, well, it's like, what is the fatality rate of every vehicle accident out there? It's probably not that high. There's just tons of accidents. I mean, how many times have you crashed a drone for whatever weird reason? Let's think of that. And then, like, what's the fatality rate of every airline crash? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea at all. I did see the interview for Bardwell with the man drone race pod looking thing. This is mankind running out of problems. It is. It's cool. I like the idea, but oh my god, it is just about the dumbest thing I have ever seen. All right, skip. Edward Ashley, thank you so much. You can also donate through PayPal to me to go on the wheel to go to whatever you guys want to do. It's entirely up to you. Got you on the wheel there, Edward. Appreciate it so much. Man, drone racing is just unnecessary, especially since they're testing it by using a controller. Like, adding the meat in the seat, it doesn't do anything for me. I mean, it does for the person in the pod. I don't know if it makes it more exciting knowing that there is someone inside of there. I mean, they even admitted, yeah, we're gonna crash. It's like I don't know how well you're gonna like competing with gravity is not a game you want to play. Yeah. I see it being a thing until somebody dies, and then it's probably gonna get shut down. They can't. I don't know how they would be doing this in the U.S. Like, I can't imagine the FAA being like, oh yeah, that's a good idea, let's go for it. I'm like, hell no. Yeah. But yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. JF, is the pod racing reminds me of the Red Bull air races, which, yeah, I don't know what the accident rate is for that, but yeah. As far as I see people dying, yeah, it's crazy. It's too low to be safe. I bet in 30 years they're gonna find that all these microplastics finding in our brains are actually making us dumb. Remember lead? Yeah, if anybody has not seen the movie Idiocracy, please go watch it. I know I've said this a few times, but please go watch Idiocracy. It was a comedy. It's turning out to be a documentary because they are so right. I think it was done by Mike Judge, and there's been people have accused him of being an alien from the future because of all the different things that they've predicted in their shows between like Futurama's Family Guy, or not Family Guy, but no, Simpsons. I'm starting to agree. John K, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks for sharing. Steady Eddie fan. I'm Edward. I gotcha. You can make mine a respin or take it off the wheel. I'm all HD0 and would rather go to someone who needs it. All right, we'll take you off there. Appreciate it. Very much appreciate it. I reference Idiocracy almost daily. Yeah, I work with a lot of kids that say bet and smacks and weird things like that. And I'm like, have you ever seen Idiocracy? They're like, no, what is that? And I'm like, yeah, please watch it. They come to work the next day irritated because I think they see themselves in it. I don't know. It's probably one of the movies I've watched the most, like the most times. I don't know. We're still letting NFL happen. NASCAR. Yeah. Okay. That's a good point, Paul. That is a very good point. But I think the issue is going to be the fact that there's a government body that oversees anything that is any distance above the ground. Not sure how it. I'm not sure how that'll all work out, but no, that is a very good point. Yeah, we're still at NFL, NASCAR, Indy, MotoGP. Shit, the Isle of Man GT still happens, so somebody dies of that thing damn near every year. If you guys don't know what the Isle of Man GT is, look it up on YouTube after this. It is impressive. Well, if you're not sweating by the time you're done watching it, then you don't have a pulse. One of my bucket list items I want to do before I go is to go see the Isle of Man TT before it goes or before I go, one or the other. I'd love to take my dad with me. Yeah. Government orders say, yeah, no kidding. Josh Mura, thank you so much for the super chat. Don't want the giveaway, just don't want the giveaway items, just helping. I greatly appreciate it. Oh, I have not been keeping up on the thingamabobber over here. Let's see. It's 40, 50, 60, 70. All right, so we're up to about 70. Thank you so much, everybody. Greatly appreciate it. The president is awesome in Idiocracy. Yeah. Probably one of the best roles. All right. So, things we forgot to talk about last week was Orca acquiring Immersion RC. That is a bigger deal than it may seem on the surface. Orca acquiring Immersion RC really gives them a lot of credibility in the fact that they are trying to make, a legit HD system. I think if Orca was doing it in-house on their own, without any outside help, the development would be very slow, and I don't think it would actually happen or be any good. We all kind of saw the writing on the wall that they were going to be working very closely with Immersion RC. I don't think anybody saw them buying Immersion RC outright. That is pretty big. In Orca's, their history, their hardware's been pretty darn good, but their software has always been just an absolute hot mess. If you look at all of their firmware updates, it's always bug fixes. Bug fixes to fix bugs that we induced by the last bug fix. And it is constant. They need someone in there that can really, like, I know they have a ton of people on their payroll. I don't know how many people are devoted to doing what. Job one, get a PR manager, get somebody who knows what the hell doing, and get that Ivan guy off of Facebook. That dude says all sorts of horrible that ticks off the entire community. Oh, we got big news coming! Ah, everybody freaks out, and then they're like, "Here, we have a new cable," and then everybody's just rip shit about it. Yeah. He needs to stop being the face of Orca on Facebook. I think Orca needs to be more like other companies where they don't say anything to hype their product until that thing actually happens. Orca doesn't need hype. Orca needs quality, tested products. I mean, everybody is excited about a goggle that comes out. They don't need to tease it for 8 months. That's kind of the thing that TBS had done in the past, and they don't do it anymore. It doesn't seem like. I think they just need to be quiet and do their thing. Barry Cook, thank you so much. I'm gonna round that stuff up for everybody, just because I don't want to do the math. Thank you so much, Barry. Greatly appreciate it. And then I also have one on the PayPal. Look at my phone. PayPal from Lawrence. Thank you so much. We'll get you on the wheel too, Lawrence. Unless you don't want to, then just let me know. My mouse. Go to the screen. There we go. PR person thought you meant pull request person. Slow down. Well, they need that guy too. Yeah. I think Orca is going to be struggling once the HD0 goggle comes out. If the HD0 goggle is even like 90% of what they said it was going to be, ooh, they're going to be tough. It's going to be tough to beat that. TBS learned not to leak because their stuff gets copied before release. That is definitely a factor that TBS. That's the drum that TBS has beat for a very long time. Everybody is always copying TBS, even though TBS has copied other. We're not going to get into that. I want to piss off the TBS army. Give the prize to somebody else. All right, Lawrence, will do. Hey, guys, don't donate and be like, oh, everybody else is forwarding the prize off to somebody else. Just take it, you know. But Lawrence, I'll pull you off the wheel. Greatly appreciate it, though. So Orca teamed up with Immersion RC. Like, we all saw that they were going to be working very closely with them. The fact that the radios, the goggles always came out pre-outfitted just for rapid fire. That was the cover that fit on it. If you wanted any other module, you know, go pound sand and go figure out another option. The FPV, the play module, is that what it is? I don't remember. The FPV1 module that worked directly with Ghost. The fact that they're craptastic radio, which sorry if you have that radio, I hope you like it. I think it's not a great idea. That works only with Ghost. I think everybody saw this coming, and Immersion RCs, they make some pretty good stuff. If you've never used a Tramp VTX, it has some advantages over the TBS VTXs. The fact that it had true pit mode that you could turn on and off. You could even put your VTX power on a slider or a potentiometer and go up and down with it. It was the first, I think, that had actual like quality thermal protection on it. So I mean, there's lots of advantages to the IRC Tramp, and for me, if I was going to use a full power VTX, I would always pick a Tramp over a Unify anytime. I've been stuck in the field plenty of times with a Unify that I cannot get out of pit mode because they're ridiculous. I've never used the touch wand deal with the Tramps. I never really saw a need for it, but from a race organizer perspective, that is a heck of an idea. I don't know if it didn't really catch on here. I don't know if it caught on overseas, but the fact that a race organizer could just take a little wand and go doot, 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 to every quad on the line and make sure they are all set on the same on the correct band frequency, the correct frequency and video power output was pretty cool. TBS really needs their software guy back. Yeah, I've heard that their software guy is kind of getting caught up in this whole Ukraine-Russia thing, and TBS has had some major issues with their software in the last couple months. Yeah. Today's trend is to release unfinished products. I blame that on the video game console manufacturers, because once live updating became a thing, it became the normal to just push out incomplete software and just fix it on the backside. Hit the release date, get the influx of revenue, and then fix the bugs later. It's kind of a crappy business model, but I don't know. Normal people aren't good at it. Yeah. Let's see. Mike Bergman says, question, does anyone think the T-Motor Pacer 50 amp 4-in-1 ESE is enough for a 6-inch on 2507 1800 6S? Yeah, that should be plenty. It should be plenty. Because, I mean, you got to think, there is no way you're going to have a battery that's going to kick out 200 amps. So already right there, you're most likely never going to hit that 50 amp spike. So yeah, you should be just fine. And the higher the voltage, the lower the amps as well. Let's see. Never liked TBS VTXs. I like them because of their size, but then I found the Ishii Nano VTX, and I prefer that over the Unifies. A, it's cheap. B, it's small. And it works. It just freaking works. TBS should embrace the open source and just manufacture hardware. Yeah. So one of the comments that I saw from Orca, from their figurehead, is somebody mentioned something about, hey, this radio should work with ExpressLS, and he had a really kind of shit comment about open source products and how they would never basically use that garbage. And oh my god, did the community come out and just crucify this dude. Yeah, again, a reason he needs to go away. Not go away, but just stop talking on behalf of the company. Yeah. Josh Moreno says, gotta run, Mother's Day all over. Later, guys. We'll see you later, man. Have fun, and we'll see you on the next race. Tramp has a much easier time finding VTX table that works. I 100% agree. Plus, it's like, I've always had issues, especially in the field, trying to get a Unify out of pit mode or making it stop going into pit mode on every power cycle. It was just infuriating. Like, there's been times where I was at the field and I desoldered a Unify, threw it out in the field, and installed like some cheap AKK VTX because it just freaking worked. You know, I had to miss like 2 heats because of that crap. Let's see. They have several software guys doing different parts, but things like been involved. War takes priority. Yeah, for sure. Mr. Huggy, absolutely. You know, we're sitting here crying about needing our good software, but they've got some real problems going on, and you know, just gotta be patient. But if you do have TBS stuff and you're looking to update anything, do not use Agent X. Use Agent M. You know, the web-based updating agent interface. Agent X has been broken for a long time. Yeah. Mike Berger says I have a Z's 60 amp 30mm ESCs, but don't trust them. Why not? Why not, Mike? Have you had one burn up? Athix says Ishii Nano all day. Yeah, he knows what's up. Smart Audio needs to log Smart Audio and reference the version. Yeah. Ishii Nano, is it Tramp? Ishii Nano is Smart Audio, I believe. Let's go. Let's go to ErdyQ. I'm pretty sure it runs Why would you say it? Yeah, why not? Yeah, I was pretty sure this was smart audio, but don't seem to have any good information there. Oh, it is IRC Tramp. Yeah. Good job, Race Day Quads. Leave it to Banga to give more information. Yep, it is Tramp. If they can be trusted. Must be another reason why I like it. I haven't been doing a lot of analog VTXs lately. Ricardo Ferreira, what is the max payload a rig can carry? 33% total weight, for example. Rig plus lipo up to 60%. I do not know the answer to that. That is something that you're going to have to try to figure out yourself. There are lots of things where you could try to estimate it based off of, like, if you can find motor thrust tests, and then based off of a certain prop, you can kind of get a rough estimation, but nothing beats good old real-world testing. Did we discuss the HD0 VTX being delayed? Is it, or VRX, is it being delayed again? I just saw a video from Mr. Shutterbug saying they're coming, and he said early May, which is now. I don't know. We'll see. I would like to see sled options for the Eachine VTX. Well, you're in luck. There are Tiny's LED. Learn to type, you idiot. So Tiny's LED does have some sleds for they used to. What the heck? I'm pretty sure they used to. Maybe it was white noise. Maybe it was white noise. All right. So I can't seem to find them right now, but I mean, I'm pretty sure I have at least one or two of them in the drawer on the other side of this wall. No, there's got to be. I know there's one. Unless I'm just like going out of my mind here, but I'm pretty sure I bought them before. Or you can go out and design your own. That might be an idea. Just make your own. All right. Well, I failed on that one. I have two builds using the, yeah. One of them is working phenomenally. This tramp, yep. Thank you. I'm actually baiting the new Agent X. So far, it's been solid. Oh, good to know that there is a solution hopefully coming for it. Mama makes a decent, yeah. Diatone makes good electronics. Yes, they have failures. Unfortunately, a few people over on my Discord server have reached out to Diatone for service on, or for like customer service for a few that have died like on plug-in, and it's been a mixed bag as far as our customer service has been. Some people they've told to go pot them sand, the other people they've given them vouchers for replacements. I don't know what to think of Diatone's customer service right now. They used to be really good, like almost like no questions asked, like send us a picture of it in the quad, show us the damage, give us a receipt, we send you a new one. But lately, I mean, obviously I don't know the 100% of the backstory, but it sounds like they're getting a little stingier about their customer service, so keep that in mind. iFlight, I have had fantastic customer service with, and I haven't heard any major issues. Obviously, everybody has that one-off, or they have their own experiences, so keep that in mind. Bartle had 2 of the the Z 60 amp DOA. Ugh, jeez, that's a bad look. Well, one DOA I can look. I mean, everybody's going to get a DOA product eventually. One of them, you can kind of be like, okay, it was just my time. But 2 in a row, that's not. VTX 400 milliwatt max. How trustworthy are the power ratings? So when you get to the very top, like let's say 400 milliwatts is the max, and you set it to 400 milliwatts, it's not actually being really regulated. It is just whatever it's available to output. If the amplifier goes up to 600 milliwatts, it's going to put out 600 milliwatts. But that power output is going to be scaled back based on temperature as well. So the only way to really know, and it's also kind of not like a great way, is to use something like this. And even this, come on, focus. An RF power meter, it's not a 100% foolproof way to do it, but you can use it for comparison. So if you have one VTX that works really well and the one that you're like, why am I not getting the range? Set them at the same power output, pop this guy on there, and you may find that one has a very low power output. Maybe one's stuck in pit mode and you just don't know it. This is a good tool for doing that, but it's not a great tool for saying, hey, this VTX is putting out 800 milliwatts, or this one is doing 400. It's great for comparing it, for doing comparisons. Nice little container. I love printing things with threads on them. Like, this is almost like a fidget toy. Like, I sit there at my desk and just kind of do, I don't know. Squirrel. Let's see. Say says Ryan Quillette had a video today saying that they made a small adjustment to fix some of the close RF interference. Didn't sound like a big delay on the release. Well, I mean, it's already been delayed on top of a delay on top of a delay. What's another one? China means in this case city shut down. The entire city, Shenzhen, where most of the world electronics come from, has been shut down for weeks. Yeah, they have some strange like sliding zero. I don't know. There's stuff. Yeah. Bitterroot. I know I have one somewhere because I specifically remember wrecking it trying to solder to it. Like maybe they stopped making them. I know that there's one out there. I could be completely wrong. And if there isn't, but then again, I'm looking at how the VTX is laid out. Yeah, it's got the edge castellated pads. I really feel like there's something out there. Sorry, I'm going down this rabbit hole here. I gotta figure this out. I don't know. Yeah, better. You definitely did stump me on this one. I feel like I've definitely ordered one in the past, but I don't know. Hey, Rob Logan, how you doing today? Good to see you here. Have you seen the Rebel Ruckus frames? Tell me over thick carbon arms. Holy Chivas. Why? Let's see. No jelly. Yeah, there's no way you're going to shake the dang thing. Let's see. Ruckus. Let's see what this guy looks like here. Good night. Wow, you're definitely getting your $80 worth of carbon, I think. Jeez. Does it come with motor screws? I hope it comes with motor screws. That is just stupid. Stupid in a good way. Why are the pictures all blurry? Wow. Okay, if you want an indestructible arm frame, that'll be it. But what's going to fail is going to be the bottom plate, the sandwich plate, and the standoffs. But your arms will be okay. There's always got to be a weak point. It's like, what do you want your weak point to be? Do you want it to be the arm? Why can't you focus on anything? Is it me? It's got to be me. No, it's their website. There's a single screw arm replacement. I don't know. How much does this thing weigh? 110 grams? 115 for a 7-inch? It's certainly unique. I'll put it that way, Carrie. It's definitely... Yeah. It's definitely unique. Kind of a sucker for unique frames. Kind of cool. Let's see. Morton says I'm going to put a 800 milliwatt VTX on a 2S lithium ion long range using a battery voltage. Do I need to put a step up? Yes, you'll need to do a step up, or find a VTX that can accept a lower voltage. But yeah, you'll need a step up. You can try it. A lot of VTXs say like, hey, I need 7 volts, but like they'll work down to like 3.5. You may not get the 800 milliwatts output, but it may work. You never know. But if you want reliability, especially if you're doing a long range, you're going to want to put a step up regulator on it. Bitterroot says, okay, are you Bitterroot on Discord? That's the other part. I don't know who's who. 110 grams, there's no way. Yeah, I don't believe that one bit. I don't know, they fill the carbon with helium or something? I don't know. It's a joke there. Made in the USA. Okay. Are they doing their own... Are they doing their own in-house cutting, or are they outsourcing that? Is another good question. Let's see, where are we at? Now, if they put like a lifetime warranty on it, I'd be like, oh, okay. All right. Interesting frame. Thanks for sharing that. 110 grams per arm, right? That would be more realistic. Well, kind of, but not really. Excited for the 1S HD0 VTXs to come out. I'm still not 100% sold on HD0 for acro. I think for micros it'd be great. And I also do use it for racing. I do like it for that. Yeah. I bought this little guy. This was the Mobula 7 with the HD0 system in it. It's a fun little flyer. It's fun outside. It's fun inside. It certainly cannot handle any extraneous forces like wind on it at all. It's just too big of an area with not enough power. But it's fun to have an ELR, HD0 option where you can, like an indoor type option. Obviously, you could have built this a long time ago, but it was nice to have it kind of pre-done in a package. I used to build my micros just out of bits and pieces, and anymore, it's like I don't have the time or the patience anymore to do that. Obviously, I still do it. I just like, I don't like doing it. I don't like doing it. I think I still need to try the 1 watt HD0. I am not buying off on that thing. I will wait until like a V2 where they get the form factor down to 20 by 20 and make it take 6 volt for VBAT. Like the 4 volt or the 4S and needing the back, like that's some DJI-esque there in the beginning, like product tester type stuff. Not for me. Heard HD0 goggles will be 1080p 90 frames per second. I don't know, maybe. Won't know until we get them. I got a feeling they're gonna be really good, but there's probably gonna be some like major weakness about them, just because that seems to be how it goes. Like first run with things. Like call me pessimist, but more of a realist. Morton Upshot says, my self-imposed moratorium on new builds is basically reliant on how good HD0 is going to be versus DJI. I think the comparison between DJI and HD0 kind of needs to stop. They are, it's comparing apples and oranges. Yes, they're both fruit, but they're still different. It's not going to have as good a picture. It's going to have a much better latency to a degree. I think it's going to be more adaptable for our hobby. It's not going to be so locked down and rigid of like, hey, this is what you get. Like it or go pound sand. HD0 is constantly going to be developing like new features. Like, hey, something cool comes by in Betaflight that they can work into the way HD0 works or with Express LRS or like even Ghost, things like that. That brand can make the pivot on a dime and make a change and push it out to people. DJI ain't going to do that. They're going to do whatever they want to do. You have the privilege of using their system is kind of the way I look at it. Whereas HD0, they want you to use their system and we'll make it work for you. It's two entirely different philosophies. They're fixing the 1 watt to take 6S. Yeah, I mean, obviously that was going to be the next progression because that 4S limit is just like, I want to know why. Who bit off on the fact like, let's see, we're gonna build this VTX for the community. Let's make it take 4S. Who sat there and went, that's a great idea, boss. It's kind of like who sat in on the board meeting for UPS and said, we got this new slogan. What can Brown do for you? And somebody goes, that is an awesome idea. Where was the guy that said, yeah, that's stupid. You don't do that. Or I don't know. Or maybe it came down to a parts availability thing. Like maybe that VTX would have been another month down the road. I don't know. I'm curious as to the exact reason why. I caught parts of the interview. I didn't watch the whole thing. I absolutely love the DJI system. I don't like DJI, but I like the system. I wish it wasn't as locked down and stupid as it is. But like I do like flight demonstration things for people out in the public, and I will put them on DJI for 2 reasons. 1, it's easy, and 2, it looks as good as it possibly can be. Give the people their first hit, make sure it's a good one. Get them hooked. You know what I'm saying? From the recent videos I've seen, HD0 is looking really damn good. That's coming from a guy who is heavily invested in DJI. HD0 does look very good. It is not DJI. It looks as good as DJI did on 25 megabits. It's very close to that. It doesn't look anywhere near what DJI looks like on 50. And then other people who have used both systems can probably back me up on that one. I sat on the HD0 system for a long time because I had this type of system with like the plastic lenses that they just didn't look good. But once they came out with the good cameras with glass lenses in them, that really made a huge difference. I was shocked that it's just the stupid optics quality of the plastic lenses that made it look so just bad. Yeah, I mean, you don't know until you know. HD0 micros, long range. Yeah, I mean, I can see a place for it. I don't know what the power consumption is of. For the same weight, cost, and power factor, you're not going to, at least on a micro, I don't think you're going to beat analog. You know, the struggling to find the words for what I'm trying to say here. For the weight of this quad, and how much power the VTX uses, and how useful the output is, if you want to go farther, you're better off on analog. At least in my opinion, and from what I've seen from using something like this, you're better off going analog. If trying to keep everything as equal as possible by using two different systems. I don't know. That's the best part about this hobby. Is you can just do whatever the heck you want and go for it. 4S on the VTX was a hardware error. It was meant to be success all along. Well, that explains it. I'm glad that wasn't a conscious decision to go 4S, because that would be just dumb. Could the consistent be just development in general? Yeah, that is what's going to keep me going with the HD0 system, is just the constant development that's going on. I mean, look in the last 6 months, how many different cameras have they come out with? Like what, 4 or 5 different cameras? Like, I feel dumb buying a camera because I know a new one's going to come out in 3 months that's even better. Give them DJI for their first hit, then sell them the Caddx EOS for it. Oh yeah, what a letdown that is. On DJI and HD0, what do you do with your older quads running analog video? They're hard to convert. I give them away, mostly. I give them away. I have a hard time like breaking down quads and like changing stuff around. I just burn them, build a new one. I don't know why. It's dumb. Oh, money wise. The question is, on DJI and HD0, what do you do with your older quads running analog video? They are hard to convert, especially micros. I mean, I don't convert micros. I still prefer to fly micros on analog. I haven't really found a system that is like the one size fits all, except for Express LRS. Express LRS is the first product I've found that is the one for all. Like, it has tiny receivers for micros, it has 8-channel receivers for wings, it has bigger receivers with diversity for other. Yeah. Express LRS is the first product that I've come across that like works for everything, which is amazing. Analog was that way because we didn't have any options. Now we have at least 3 good options now: analog, HD0, and DJI. I don't think DJI really belongs on a micro. It's too heavy. It's just too heavy. I mean, it'll do it, but if you're expecting the same flight performance that you're used to with the analog, you're not going to get it. Unless you start putting more batteries in there, or higher cell count batteries, but then you're adding more weight, and you're constantly fighting this. You're constantly fighting weight is basically what it comes down to. HD0, the fact they're coming out with the 1S board, now that's like the first viable option for converting a quad over to a digital system. We'll see once it gets here, but then. Also, if you want MSP, does your AIO that you are using on analog have enough UARTs to do the MSP and all the cool stuff that makes HD0 awesome, like the canvas mode? I don't know. There's so many options out there. I don't know. Morton Outshot says, looking for stupid long range. Not that I need to go 13 kilometers, but I want to have a reliable 2 kilometer field. Might be, yeah, go DJI. Small stuff. If mine is running analog 2S and 1S, more power, more speed requires more clarity and confidence for me. Yeah. So that's part of my reason for using HD0 for racing is it may weigh more, it may be more complex, it may have a little bit of a latency penalty, but the fact that I can see things clearer allows me to push myself a bit farther, if that makes any sense. It comes down to like a mental thing for me. I can see clearer, I can push harder. I mean, I built a floss that's running a floss 3. It's got DJ on it. That is awesome. It's just hard to play with other people at a race with it, especially if you're the only person. Nobody wants to take the time to deal with your stupid ass. Athix brings up a good point. He went analog on the Octo because he can trust it. That's why I plan on building the Beast class. I'm going to go DJI because I can trust it. I've been using it long enough where I trust the system. HD0, I haven't been using it long enough where I feel comfortable that I can trust it with something that expensive and that dangerous. Not that it's not to be trusted. I haven't built the confidence for it. I can throw DJI or analog in there and go run it all day long, and I won't think twice about the connection. Now, I just haven't used HD0 enough to build up that trust. I probably should trust it, but I just don't personally. And I'm not saying that there is a reason not to trust it. It's just me. JF says the best part of the hobby is you can do whatever you want. FAA, you will. Yeah. Yep. But what? How long does this hobby have left in it? Like another year, and then it's dead? Is that what the timeline is? I can't remember. I haven't heard many updates on the whole race day quads thing. Yeah, but yeah. I think the hobby's supposed to die in like another year. That was from the NPRM, or maybe it's another year and a half. I can't remember. We'll see. DJI initial investment is what's holding me back. Yeah, it's a heck of an initial investment, but you know, if you're gonna stick with one system, like I get asked all the time, I can buy one goggle. Which one do I get? Without a question, DJI. Don't even hesitate on it, because DJI can do DJI digital, it can do analog. No other goggle out there can do both. There's penalties for doing analog, but it's probably gonna be flying a micro, and unless you're like super competitive flying micros, then you're not asking this question anyways, and you're gonna go buy a dedicated set of OLED goggles. But for an initial purchase, somebody wants to get in the hobby, DJI V2, just get it, don't ask questions, and then just go on living your life and enjoying FPV. It is a hefty initial investment, for sure. I did the math a while back. A good set of like a premium set of goggles, a good VRX, a good camera, and a good VTX, and it's not that far off from DJI. But if you're already invested in the system, it's hard to drop that coin to go into DJI. I saw the DJI crystal patches for under $500 on JB's Discord last night. Yeah, there's plenty of deals out there. Go to FPVExchange.com. I think Zanekis or Nevin has a bunch of used DJI gear at a pretty good price. I picked up a second set of goggles from him. Very happy with them. Francisco says, I'm not getting the range on my DJI Cadix, even with directional. Yeah, so I've also had range issues. Like Brandon Baked Beans has incredible, super long range with his DJI system. I think it entirely has to come down to the RF environment that he's in. He's flying away from pretty much all civilization, very clear line of sight, and you can go forever on, well, obviously until 13.3 kilometers, but you can go very long. I'm trying to fly, I can barely get a mile out where I'm at, but I'm also going through a metal building, a bunch of trees, super humid, through another row of trees. I'm having issues, but it's because it's my crappy RF environment. I think I've tried different antennas, different quads, like I've changed a lot of things out other than my environment. I think it's the environment. The RF environment plays a huge factor for getting long range, way more than you might think it does. Plus, if you're the guy that flies like this, good luck. You're not going to get any range. Flywoo sells the best naked nebula for pros for nanos. It's just a naked nebula. The fact that they make one is what puts them above the you know. Let's see. What's great about the DJI V2s? You can roll analog. You can roll analog when flying with other people too. Yeah, exactly. It's not so much just the V2s. You can do it with the V1s as well. JF. The FAA will have to pry my transmitter out of my cold desk hands. Well, your transmitter's not what's illegal. Your transmitter's Part 51 certified, so that's fine. Your goggles aren't. Your VTX isn't. Well, wait, never mind. I'm thinking, scratch that. All right, yeah. No, I agree. I think most of us are just going to be out there doing, I mean, most of us are doing things illegal anyways because most of us don't have a ham license. And unless you're flying DJI, then you're probably in the wrong anyways because you don't have your ham tech license. But yeah, I think most of us are just going to continue flying illegally like we all have been this entire time because we all fly with spotters, right? Right? Sorry, I had something in my eye there. Yep, better route. FPVExchange. If you guys are looking for used stuff, FPVExchange is a awesome place to go. Yeah, I've had a lot of success on Facebook Marketplace, the Facebook FPV Marketplace. But word of warning: do not do trades and do not pay with PayPal, friends and family. Otherwise, you have no protection. Always do goods and services. If they say, no, I'm not doing goods and services, be like, I'll cover the fees. If they're like, no, friends and family only, it's because they're looking to straight up you. Do not fall for it. Ham is delicious. I haven't had ham in like 15 years? Yeah, 15. I've yet to see anything of value at FPVExchange. Don't fly over town ever. Near the edge of town. Just go out in the wilderness. Yep. Random bystanders are my spotters. Good call. How does FPVExchange actually work? Well, let's go to FPVExchange and look at it. FPVExchange. Here we go. So here's FPVExchange. So for a purchasing side, like, you know, you look for what you're looking for. I'll say DJI FPV. I do have to say their search kind of sucks. I'm not a big fan of the search, so here we go. DJI FPV V1 goggles. We got a set of like new from Zenekas. He's actually the guy that runs this thing. $439. You can offer to buy, and you can. Michael will get to you here in a second. So he's offering to sell them for $439. There's pictures of them. You can be out here like, no, I want to give you $300 for it, and submit offer. He'll get pinged, says, hey, Joe Schmo wants to buy these. He's offering you $300. Accept, decline, or, you know, it's a little bit of haggling going back and forth, a little bit of barter. So that's how FPVExchange works in a nutshell for a buyer side. Also, another thing, let's see, let's look for, let's just see what comes up in the open search here. There we go. We got an FR Sky radio. So he also has other people that are trying to sell. If more than one person is trying to sell the same thing, you have multiple options here, and you also have what it's for sale in like the shops, like Banggood. Like here's a link to Banggood. Usually there's a price in there. I don't know why there's not anymore, but usually there'll be like the retail price is there. It must not actually be available. But so you've got, you know, this guy's here selling one for $159. This guy here is $130. The quantity, and then they also have their vendor status. So they're I don't know exactly what qualifies them. You've also got their location, so you can do offer to buy that way. Now for selling, I just want to make sure I'm not going to show anything. Anything incriminating here? Let's go to. So here I have a set of beta FPV VRO2 goggles. You put them on, do your pictures. Willingness to haggle on pricing basically rather than having a set price. And then based off of what the retail price is right now, you have a slider of I must sell it now versus like, I'm just kicking the tires. So his estimation on what the I must sell now is 65% off retail. And I don't know if that changes from product to product, but this is how you sell stuff. So that's kind of how FPVExchange works. If that, oh, dang it, I closed the window. Why did I do that? Idiot. Pop out chat. Why do I need a spotter if I fly miles away from anyone? Because Daddy said you had to. Because that's the rules, Brandon. That's the rules. Do you follow all the rules, or do you follow whatever rules you want to? Do you make other people follow all the rules, or only the ones that you select? Can you have both? Hypothetical. Michael D says, I just ordered an ELRS Zorro. Good idea. I thought I could easily find a FR Sky module and learn that there are different size modules. Any recommendations so that I can still fly my whoops? So the module I recommend... and wrong TBS. So the module I recommend is this one here. Nope, it's not going to do that because it's too many characters. I hate how YouTube does that. So let's remove it. Anyway, I'll just show it to you. So the multi-protocol module I recommend for anything that uses a micro bay, like what's on the Mambo here, is the TBS multi-protocol module. It's probably gonna be the most supported one. It's definitely the newest one. Not that the hardware really, like the actual words. It's not like the actual functional hardware on the inside is much different than anything else. It does have a USB-C port on it. It's going to be supported by TBS. There's plenty of tutorials on it. It's a great multi-protocol module. The thing that you need to note, though, is if you're going to try running that on like a X9 or a X9 Lite, the X9 Lite has a recessed module bay, and that's not going to fit in there without buying their adapter. They do make an adapter that'll space it out. Like the tracer module comes with it. It's just like a block of plastic about this big. You take the old one off, put the new one on, and then it clears the back of the radio. That's a good one. I recommend that. And then for like a full size, this one here is a good one. Like I said, there's not a lot of difference on the inside. It's just kind of what's different on the outside. It's all basically the same guts laid out in a different way. But this is a good module. Basically anything that works. There are also FR Sky specific modules that'll work, but I think for your money, you're better off getting a multi-protocol. It'll do everything but Ghost, ELRS, Crossfire, you know, like the specific lockdown protocols. Michael D, I hope that answers your question. I'm also running Ghost on ELRS. All right. Oh, that link did work? Oh. Well, I'd get you an affiliate link, but it takes me a while to generate that. Anyways, well, here's the link again. Yeah, if you guys want to support me, you can hit an affiliate link down at tweetfv.com. It's pinned at the top there. YouTube has a new function that allows me to pin comments, which is kind of nice. Ghost is the fastest I can tell. Yeah, okay. Mike Bergman says, have you run or know anyone that runs the Redux Nano 50 amp ESC? No, I don't know anybody that runs it. No one I fly with can afford to spend $85 on stupid ESC. I run the Hobby Wing 4-in-1 ESCs. It's just what I've found to be reliable. I know these Redux Air ones are like stupid good, and that's why they command a $85 price tag. Hey, how come 1 watt ELRS works on the transmitter but does not require Halibut says, how come 1 watt ELRS works on the transmitter but does not require to 1 watt on the RX? I don't know exactly what you're asking there. The output power is always on the transmit side. The receiver has output on it, but that's only for telemetry. Once you start getting out really far, you'll notice that you'll lose telemetry, but you still have plenty good LQ and RSSI. Because the transmitter power amplifier is not that strong, because it doesn't really matter. I think that's what you're asking. I don't know. It's a weird question. Mike Berman says, I also have an NPM that I don't use if anybody's looking. I have that Redux ESC you're talking about. Nice. How do you like it? I mean, it either works or doesn't. I don't think many people can really tell a difference between one ESC and another. They either work or they don't. No feedback from RX doesn't mean LQ. No feedback from RX. Doesn't it mean to LQ needs to 0? Yeah, you'll probably lose your LQ. Yeah. Where can I buy those single pin bullet connectors from the Beast class rigs? I can help you with that for sure. Here you go. Get you a link. And copy. And sheesh, here you go. These are called AS150 connectors. These are what you're looking for. These ones are kind of nice because they have this little resistive element in here. So you plug in your ground, and then when you go to plug in your power, when you plug in power, it makes contact here, and this resistive element slows the flow of electrons into the system, and it's the AS part of it is the anti-spark. So once you put the connector all the way on, you're making connection here, and you're no longer going through this little resistive element. Converting is 250 to long range. I did see that. That is a cool idea. I've been flying the Flywoo Explorer 4-inch long range for quite a while. I really like that quad. I didn't build the 250 for long range, but it wouldn't be hard to change it. Throw a GPS on there and put a good throttle limit on it. Might not be bad. Brandon Beans says, I just haven't seen external NPMs for a long while. The last one I've heard of was a TBS one. Yeah, that's what I've been using. There's one that's, I can't remember the company that makes it, but for a full size, that's the one I usually use. Anyone watching the Weebly Championships this evening? I'll be honest, watching FPV racing's kind of not my thing. I don't watch sports of any sort. hockey back in the day, and that was about it. But I don't know. Where, Edoc, where can we go to see that? Let's see. The NPM would be useful for anyone with D8 stuff on Access Radio. It would be, but most D8 stuff is probably going to be SPI based, and then you can also run that on D16 anyways on the Access Radios. Not that it works the best, but it is a way to get around the fact that you have an Access Radio and you have a D8 receiver. Not all D8 receivers can run D16, but all the SPI based stuff can run D16. And all the Access Radios can run D16 as well. All right, so let's go ahead and spin the wheel for the VTX and the camera. If anybody missed it, it is a $10 super chat to get yourself on the wheel for the camera and the VTX. The money for the wheel is going to be donated to RickZFPV's family. If you missed why, go ahead and look at the video description. That'll kind of give you an idea of what's going on there. We'll spin that here in about 10 minutes, and we'll get out of here. I don't think Joshua Bardwell is streaming today, and I don't know if Ciati is taking his time slot. If anybody knows, let me know. I know Ciati is not a fan of getting up early in the morning. Not that it's early. It's like, what, noon? Something like that? It's almost noon here. Mike Berger says, I bought a bunch of them when I was trying to figure out D8, D16 until I gave up and went Crossfire. Now I just have these modules. What are the details again, Tom? For the giveaway, I think I just went through it. If you need me to do it again, just post it in there. A little bit of delay. Yeah, no JB today. He's doing Mother's Day stuff. So for Mother's Day, I had a pretty cool idea. My mom likes, she lives up in Michigan. She likes silly shit for her garden. So, come on, load. Let's go. Loading. Taking forever. So, since I can't be there for Mother's Day, since I live on opposite ends of the country, I made a bunch of these for her garden. These are 3D printed butterflies. I have sized the stalk to fit about 1/2-inch rebar because that's what she uses to mark her plants. And then it's a two color print, 2 pieces. So the back part I use a translucent PETG or ABS, and then the front part is just a black ABS or PETG, and you just super glue them together, and then I hit them with a couple coats of clear coat. So sent her a bunch of those. She seems to like them. Here's some more pictures. You kind of see the transparentness to them. I think they look pretty good. I don't know how long they're gonna hold up in the sunlight. PETG's pretty good at dealing with UV, and so is ABS. So hopefully it lasts a while. And then also, I know they're not watching, but I just want to say Happy Mother's Day to my wife and kind of my daughter, just because that's kind of the reason why. They live out in Chicago, so I don't get to see them all that often, but Happy Mother's Day. Probably should have led off with that one, or started off with that one. But anyways, yeah, I don't get to see them all that often. Probably see them kind of middle of the month now. But my daughter, she's coming back to live with me this summer and next year. So single dad thing would be kind of interesting. School system in Chicago kind of, sucks. So we're not going to put her through that anymore. I know it sounds weird to say it, but the Alabama school system is way better. At least in our opinion. The values that we hold versus what they do, and also the curriculum. Gonna bring them back to Alabama. Let's see. Alberton Kim did a. So I was actually looking at the Axis Colossus 6 floating drone, and that's, like I said, everybody knows me. I'm a sucker for weird frames, and I was like, I kind of want to buy that. But I thought better. I have plenty of other crap to work on. I have the X Class, which I'm not even going to touch today because too much talking and whatnot. Like the X Class, the 533 Tiny Trainer, there's a bunch of other weird frames out there that I really like just because they're weird. And I thought about the Colossus folding frame. I thought about buying that. You guys think I should? Let me know. Let me know what you think. Mike Burton says, what a great idea. Yeah. I just put that out there. It's not my design. I found it on Thingiverse, but I did add the lug to the back of it so you could put them on a stake out in a garden. Okay, Tom T, sorry, the giveaway for the camera, it's a Caddx camera, and it's a Luminaire VTX. It's one of the 20x20 VTXs. We're doing a $10 super chat today. That's what this... one of these days I'm going to figure this out. That's what this is. The money that comes in for that, every $10 you donate will get you on the Wheel of Names once. And the money donated will go to RickZFPV's family. They had a pretty traumatic week with a motorcycle accident for their with their son-in-law. So that money will go to their family. Also in the video description, I have a link to the PayPal if you want to give directly to RickZFPV. That's always an option for you as well. But if you want to get on the wheel, $10 super chat. You can either send it through the YouTube thing, or you can hit the PayPal link at tweetfv.com and send it there. Just make sure you comment in the video that you sent it so I can double check. But Tom T, that is how it works. Morton Upshot says mine will be 18 next week and then off to school. Yeah, that time is going by unbelievable. Like everybody says, oh yeah, enjoy it while you can because time goes by fast. They are not kidding. It is a very cool idea. It's interesting they went with inverted motors. I kind of like the reason that I like the idea that they did. That way you could put the folding props and the motors up on the inside so there's not any like jaggy parts sticking out. It's weird. It's not going to be a very novice build because you're going to be building basically a pusher. I'm interested in how it'll tune. I'm sure Brandon would really like to see a black box on that. Morton says, just remember, right shoulder, point at the base of your mic. Got it. I'm totally going to screw that up next time. I'm in no hurry for the giveaway or ending the stream. I got nothing else to do, I think. Yeah. So, anyways, today was going to be basically just conformal coding these APD ESCs. Let's head over to the bench. Let's do this for the next couple minutes, just so we can. Nope, wrong button. Right, there we go. There we go. I'm gonna figure this out one of these days. This whole streaming thing. Let's drag the chat window over here so I can see what y'all are saying. Oh my gosh, making a folding 5-inch quad. Ooh, that'll be interesting. So I'm going to conformal coat all of these prior to assembling them. Then I'm going to conformal coat them again afterwards. We're working with some pretty high voltages doing 12S. So I want to make sure these are very well coated before and after. Oh, come on. Stupid jars. Ow. The jar is glued shut. And I don't have a set of pliers here. I just can't grip it. That's right. Let's try this trick. Will the coating burn off when you solder? Yes, it will. And then I will reapply it. More coats the better. There we go. Just wrap a lipo strap around it, one of the rubbery types, and just use that as a... Nope, never mind, that's not working. Dang it. Come on. Never needed motor grips before. Come on. There we go. Got it. I just used the silicone band off this eSheen VTX watch looking thing. There we go. So I'm using the MG Chemicals silicone modified conformal coating. This is the stuff that you should be using. But yes, the coating will burn off, which is fine. We'll just have to recoat it, but it's good to get a base coat on there, solder everything up, coat it again. So we're gonna just slather this stuff all over it. So one of the things you're absolutely gonna need if you are doing this is you need a UV light, because this coating is actually UV sensitive, and you'll be able to see all the stuff you miss. They do have some conformal coating on the back side of it, but only in a few small areas. We want to make sure it is on everything. So let's go ahead and just slather that stuff all over it. This will make it a little bit harder to solder to, so keep that in mind. These ESCs are friggin' huge, and there's a lot of mass to them, so they're going to be hard to solder to anyways. So really got to be on your A game. And if you're not on your, if you don't have an A game, you're probably not building an X class anyways. Yeah, every build I do, I'm like, I'm going to conformal coat this thing, and then I never do. All right, so I have this. This is just some cheapo UV light. It's for curing acrylic nails, I think. It came with a glass screen protector for my Galaxy Note 8 that used the Loca glue, which is like a UV sensitive glue. So we're going to use this. I actually tore it apart and soldered a jumper across the button because this thing would only come on for a couple seconds. I also used this, I used to use this to cure my resin prints. So what we're going to do, let me shut the light off here, see if this helps. Come on, all right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this UV light and we're going to just shine it on the board, and you can see, I don't know how well you can see it, but there's spots where you can see where I missed. Like right here is a spot that I missed, and then here, a little bit right there, missed down inside of here. So if you're not using UV light, you may think that you've got it all, but you don't. I hope that's coming across well on the stream. You guys can see what I'm talking about, but you can definitely see, like right here, I missed a spot. So that's a spot that's not going to have any protection. Just get back in there and hit up those spots that got missed. Not that, you know, you got to get everything. It's, you know, the top of the FET isn't going to be affected by water. It's the water getting underneath that and onto the FET is going to get affected. But if you're going to coat it, I'll coat it all. Oh, actually, what I'm seeing right there is the little target finder in my camera. All right, that's not a bare spot, but And this applicator brush that comes in this thing kind of sucks. So there we go. And make sure you turn the piece that you're trying to coat so you can, you know, view it from all different angles. Like now that I've turned it, I can see I'm missing a spot here. Thank you. It'd have to be a small oil filter. There we go. And then once that dries, we'll go back and hit it a second time if it needs it. But I plan on doing this again before I, you know, completely install it anyways. All right. All right, so, you know, this is analogous to watching paint dry. BlizzardFPV for 10 Canadian Copex, whatever. I don't know how ABE says it, but we'll throw it in the wheel. Thank you so much. We'll add that to the RickZFPV fund. Thank you so much. Where are we at? Use motor grips. Saw a video last year about folding frame that could drop 2 arms mid-flight to squeeze through a narrow space. I remember seeing that. That was weird. That was like watching an octopus fly around. I plan on coating. I went through the whole bottle of MG coatings, Conformal coating last year. No kidding. Wow. Good for you. UV light is great for making hookah pipe. Making sure hookah pipe is clean also. Interesting. I now know that. So it shows up well. Good. Blizzard says challenge you to open up an oil filter with the VTX watch. Yeah. No. But I have used strap wrenches to pull off oil filters before. I used to work at a deer dealer. I worked there for about 6 years, both doing ag, CNCE in the field and also in the shops. I've done stupid stuff to get off oil filters. The whole stabbing with a screwdriver is your last resort, and then once that fails, like you're in there with a wire wheel trying to cut it off. It sucks. Our oil up, same here. Mike living in northern Alberta. Winter flying is a must for conformal coating. Yeah, I live in hot as hell Alabama. It's either downpouring and you're not flying, or it's humid and dry as heck. So it's kind of like whatever. All right, guys, it is noon. We're gonna spin the wheel for this. For this VTX and camera. Again, everything that came in for this will be donated to RickZFPV's family. Thank you so much for playing along. If your name belongs in this wheel and you don't see it, say something, please. It's been kind of a weird one. Let's go 41 seconds. California dollars. All right, so my stupid brain sees that, and I go, yeah, California. No, wait, no, that's not how that works. Hammer and chisel for the oil filter for wind. Yeah, I've done that too. I've done that when I couldn't get really any other way in there. And like I worked at that dealership for so long that I was able to, I got bored. I'm like, all right, what happens if I use the old oil? Because you just dip your finger in the tray and put it on the gasket and you tighten it down, versus doing new oil. And it actually made a huge difference. If you're dipping your finger in the old nasty oil and using it on the gasket surface, it will be harder to take off than if you use new oil. At least in my experience, it has been. All right, guys. If there's no objections to the giveaway, we're gonna spin this thing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thank you so much for coming out today. I greatly appreciate it. Does anybody know if Ciati's streaming today? At his time or JB's time? He sometimes does pick up JB's time slot. Not really sure. Yeah, I've done the belt thing as well. I'm going to go on a limb here and say it's going to be Blizzard FPV. I didn't use the oil seal. Yeah, that's a mess. Congratulations, Blizzard FPV. Hit me up over on Discord or email me at tweetfpv@gmail.com. And, whoop, wrong button. And I'll figure out how to get that out to you. Put old quad motor magnets on your oil filter. Yeah, I mean, they're just going to pick up crap from the road. See the thumb on the wheel at the last second. Very nice. All right, folks. Well, that's going to do it for me today. I said I was going to do the Beast Class build all live. I'm going to do the conformal coating not live because who wants to watch paint dry? But I showed you how to conformal coat. And if you guys haven't noticed, I've been breaking up a lot of the live streams, like the pertinent type stuff that's in there. I've been breaking those up into little bite-sized chunks to throw on YouTube. It's kind of filler content when I don't have, major stuff to put out. Like this last month, I was focusing way heavily into work stuff, and I just couldn't get out the review videos I wanted to do or the tech type stuff. So look for those. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. If you guys want to get a set of radio grips, head over to tweetfpv.com. If you're going to Rampage, try to find Nevin from FPVExchange. He's got some of my frequency card, business card things to hand out. Hit him up. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to get out of here. It's nice outside. I think I'm going to go enjoy what's left of the weekend before I start my new position at work on Monday. Grips and rips, Tango 2. Yeah, you know where it's at. All right, folks. We'll see you next time. And if Ciati's streaming, go check him out. If not, check it out later. Or just go out and enjoy life. Enjoy the weekend. Happy Mother's Day. Go out and have fun. And we'll see you next week. All right, guys. Stay safe and stay positive. We'll see you next time.